Welcome to Historic Reason. I'm Sherry Hausman. Today, we're going to be looking at a return to the spiritual in psychoanalysis. In the folds of the unconscious, desire stirs. Psychoanalysis often confronts this force, that primordial drive. Yet there is a moment when desire gives way to abstinence, and we approach the spiritual dimension of the psyche. This dimension is often overlooked in contemporary practice. In the age of distraction, we have to question who we are becoming as a society, and as individuals. When we stop contemplating and merely consume, we become mere products of what the world shapes us into. No direct insight from above, no genuine connection or recognition with the beings beyond the human realm. A human centeredness and a technology centeredness like never before seen. Every click of the camera speaks with our disconnection from the soul and from the elements. That leads us to the consideration of the time before ours, when destiny reigned a particular hope and knowledge through experimentation, clarity of mind, contemplation, quietness, and spiritual deliverance. When we return to the 17th century, the dawning of the Age of Enlightenment, we can look at Descartes, who was often celebrated for his cogito and mechanistic universe. But he was also a profoundly spiritual man, deeply influenced by Catholic piety. In his writings, the Cartesian subject is not simply a thinking machine, but a soul oriented towards truth. The mind's abstinence from bodily distraction and the sheer refusal to let desire dominate thought becomes a condition for philosophical clarity and spiritual fortitude. Consider Isaac Newton, famously celibate, immersed in the study of natural law, alchemy, and divine order. Newton's abstinence was not merely physical, it was a conduit for intellectual and spiritual rigor. Kant led a life regimented and austere, in which the body was restrained, so the mind could contemplate the universal. Enlightenment thinkers often recognize that unbridled desire can cloud judgment. The body, if left unchecked, distracts from the pursuit of eternal truths. So we have to ask ourselves, why are we becoming so distracted? Why are we allowing the things of the world to overtake the mind and cloud our judgment? Psychoanalysis, too, risks becoming a theater for repressed desires. Yet, like Descartes, meditative abstinence or Newton's disciplined isolation can be elevated to a spiritual practice. Buddhism teaches a similar restraint. Desire, attachment, and craving bind the mind to suffering. Abstinence, not as punishment, but as liberation, opens the path to insight. The psychoanalytic space, when approached with such discipline, mirrors a monastic cell, a place where one confronts illusions, observes the self, and attains clarity beyond immediate gratification. And these places of spiritual insight and meditation are being taken over by mind-numbing portals of our own human and spiritual downfall. We see this in contemporary philosophy and its plunge into nihilism, its crude and indulgent presentation, which focuses on an expression of our own need for gratification over abstinence and the spiritual life. Catholic thought emphasizes contemplation, confession, and the sublimation of desire toward the divine. Psychoanalysis, reframed in this light, becomes a spiritual exercise. Desire is acknowledged, yet not indulged, a mirror for the soul to apprehend truth. The abstinent stance allows for an encounter with that which transcends the material, the real, the eternal, the divine. When desire becomes abstinence, psychoanalysis is no longer a mere replay of repressed drives. It becomes a practice of reflection, a bridge between the Cartesian self, the Enlightenment rigor of Newton and Kant, Buddhist liberation from craving, and the contemplative path of Catholic and Christian spirituality. It is here in the stillness of renunciation that truth beyond the material is glimpsed. So, among the age of information, often superficial and not revealed from a deeper sense of knowing, with the observation of the elements and the world which is slowly but surely decaying and being ignored, we can stop here and think about the benefits of abstinence for a higher purpose, if even for a time. Thank you for watching Historic Reason. Until next time, I'm Sherry Hausman.